This leaked Doomslayer trailer description just popped up and we're gonna analyze everything about it. Blocked content.
Hello, this video is for good boys and girls.
What's happening, my block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. And you're right, we're going to be talking about the Doomslayer, which is of course a character from the Doom series, very heavily rumored to actually be in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But as you guys know, we just got the Game Awards, we just got all those big, huge, juicy reveals. Well, actually, none of them. We got really no Nintendo information next to the Bravely Default stuff, or Marvel Ultimate Alliance, or even like the No More Heroes stuff, which is great on its own, but really in the bigness of that show, doesn't really mean anything, right? We were really expecting that Smash stuff. I heard a lot of you guys' comments and complaints, and then we found this little tidbit of information about the Doomslayer. Could this have been something that would have been dropped at the Game Awards, or is this something coming up, or is this a complete fabrication? I thought it was good enough to talk about because, yeah, this is a character that we're all really rumoring to be in Smash Brothers, right? This character makes too much sense for the history and just the iconography of the character, so I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. And here's something really awesome. You guys asked for it. Here's the show. It's called Question Blocked, where I answer your fan questions about maybe your favorite Smash fighter, my thoughts on your video games that you love, questions about how to start a channel on YouTube, anything you can think of. I answer your questions. Send them through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com. Send it now and I will answer your question live on the show in our next episode. And for those of you guys who like giveaways, we're giving away our Piranha Plant plushie a little bit sooner than expected, and this beautiful What's Happening My Block Buddies t-shirt, which yes, I'm also gonna get a copy of. So remember to press like on this video, so thumbs up, subscribe to Block Content right now, the channel, and comment down below why you should have one of these giveaway items. Alright guys, let's head right on into the information. And yes, we're talking about this spoiler image of the Doomslayer right here. Well, of course, this image is actually from Doom Eternal, so this is not something new or anything leaked. So this image was probably just put in there to be like, yeah, this is like not something from Smash Brothers. This is actually an existing image just put in there to, you know, get some credence out of this. So saying hi, so the video game board, right? This is all spoiler, that's why it's put in black text. It only shows up when you scroll over the text. So it says, yes, it actually is him. His reveal trailer is a continuation of Ridley's. He drags Samus down from the bridge, revealing hell. There is a choreographed fight scene which is actually really elaborate that ends in a Martian base. Ridley gets blown away by the BFG. He has his look from the latest game by default, but in the gameplay trailer I saw, well, it gave equal time to a classic costume, which is more similar to the original box art. The latter meshes a lot better with the existing cast, so I can see why. He is the fastest moving heavyweight, but had bad aerial options. His only recovering is a grappling hook thing. Most of his attacks are based around the BFG, a plasma rifle, and a chainsaw. I think his main gimmick is spawning armor and health that anyone can pick up, but he gets a bonus for grabbing it first. His percentage portrait is his face, and it reacts to stuff like getting hit. Well, this is pretty much all the information that we got. Really no other additional information was posted to, nor can I really track down what the leaker is called. There was really no tagline or name to this, so this is completely anonymous. This could be one of two things, right? This could be someone on the inside that has seen this thing, that knows what it is, and is trying to just be anonymous and get the information out there for us like a true hero, right? Or this could, of course, be a fabrication, someone making this up, and if both these are true, if one of them is true, then we'll still have something to talk about. And what I think is really interesting here is all the little tidbits about the gameplay information. So I want to go through this because I really think that it's interesting how much of this could actually show up in Smash Brothers if we kind of know Sakurai's style, Sakurai's kind of eye for detail. I really believe that this could be a very interesting character to add to Smash Brothers in terms of the pickups of different health items, the way of fighting, and even being a fast heavyweight. It's something that we really don't have in Smash to this caliber yet, and it being like, you know, the flagship character for something like a first-person shooter game, that to me is really amazing. You know, a lot of you guys really want a character like Master Chief in there, which I totally get. I mean, Master Chief is like in the same kind of realm, right? Same sort of weapon, same sort of style, even same sort of armor, right? So yeah, I could really see evidence for both, or really can see, you know, the love for both of these characters, but to have it be Doom Guy, I think would make a lot of sense. I definitely love Master Chief as a character a lot more than I do the Doom Slayer, but I really can't deny the iconography of the character, and if you say Doom video game to people, they're probably gonna know. Like, Halo is also a huge thing, but this thing has been around for a lot longer and is maybe a little bit more iconic, but of course that's also debatable because Halo is now growing up and blowing up to be such a huge thing, even getting a TV show now, which I can't wait for. So let's talk about this, right? The reveal being a continuation of Ridley's is to me a very fun sign, because of course we already have some trailer continuations, most notably the one with King K. Rool, you know, showing up as sort of a, oh yeah, it's probably not gonna happen, it's a different kind of character pretending, right? And then ultimately we got the reveal that yes, it is actually King K. Rool. So that to me was really amazing because they totally one-upped it and went with a Duck Hunt Dog duo thing. So they first smashed out King Dedede and then the Duck Hunt duo, and then showed off Banjo in the exact same type of trailer style, even the same camera pans and everything, which is fun. You know, I first thought that it was kind of lazy, but the more you saw in that trailer, the more you kind of got the feeling like, oh, they didn't even reuse all that much. They actually made big locations. The big scene with Banjo making the flips and the jumps at the end is totally amazing. So there's nothing lazy about doing it. It's actually kind of subverting the audience's expectations, right? Oh, are they playing the reveal again? Why is King K. Rool sleeping in their apartment, right? So the reveal being a continuation of Ridley's, well, to me, it is awesome because that's one of the first big CG trailers next to the Inkling one that we got. And it was basically Ridley showing up right there and attacking Samus and actually having Mario's little hat right there because he just knocked out Mario and Mega Man, which I thought was really cool. They were like on some sort of mission, which I would have totally loved to see in like a story mode setting. So I also did a really cool recreation of that exact trailer in its entirety in 8-bit style. So go check that out on this channel because I animated it for like an entire week and it's like frame perfect. So I even put a comparison next to each other, which I think you guys will love. So if this happens, I will definitely do a version of the Doomslayer trailer, right? So the idea here is that this is a continuation. So at the end, Zero Suit Samus pops out of the suit and basically kicks down to face Ridley in that trailer. So this is basically saying, yeah, Samus lost that fight, right? So he drags Samus down from the bridge. And yes, with he, they totally mean the Doomslayer. So drag Samus down from the bridge, which probably means Samus lost that fight. Like, we should say Zero Suit Samus, right? Because that's what happened at the end of that trailer. So Zero Suit Samus gets dragged down from the bridge, revealing Hell, which is crazy, right? A big iconography from that franchise too. And there is a choreographed fight scene, which is actually really elaborate. And I would love to see this, but I feel like if this is fake, a really big giveaway is that this is really implying that it's Samus in the suit versus Doomslayer in the suit, right? I mean, that would make the most sense. I mean, in Smash Brothers, you're able to fight anyone as anyone, but in a trailer like this, would it make as much sense to have like the human, like the out of the suit version of Zero Suit Samus fight this guy in this big suit? I think it would be cooler to have two people in the suits, right? So maybe that's a little bit of a kink in that armor, right? But an elaborate choreographed fight scene I think would be really cool. Not only like hand-to-hand combat, but also them ducking, shooting, crouching, and doing all these crazy first-person views, right? The camera would like go into Samus's visor. I think that would be really cool if Samus was wearing the suit. And then of course the same thing for the Doomslayer, which could show a whole lot of HUD things, right? From the games. I think that'd be incredible, seeing the health and everything right there, and even the characters, you know, facial expressions, which we're gonna get into. So choreographed fight scene sounds really great, and that ends in a Martian base. So they basically blow out the entirety of that setting, and that was was actually not a really Metroid-like setting. It looked like it was from a Metroid game, but not from anything particular, right? And for my little trailer animation, I just took bits and pieces of the original Metroid game for the NES. So Ridley gets blown away by the BFG, right? This implying that either Ridley now shows up in that battle, or the choreographed fight scene was actually against Ridley and Samus all along, which I think would have been weird, right? Starting the trailer off with a battle that we've pretty much already kind of seen. Samus versus Ridley, yeah, that's something that we already know and we can play that. So yeah, I'm reading this with a little weird information blank right there. So yeah, what we could also see is Samus versus Ridley, and basically the end scene is the Doomslayer showing up, right? And then we pop to a gameplay segment where it says he has his look from the latest game by default, which I think is a really great idea because they would probably want to market that one very heavily with a new game, right? And it gave equal time to the classic costume, which probably a lot of people will know from the sprite art, which is more similar to the original box art, right? And that box art has been photoshopped to show a lot of Smash characters too, so I think that that idea is just great. And it meshes with the existing cast, and it has a lot of more popping colors like the bright greens and everything. So the fastest moving heavyweight I think is a really great idea. Bad aerial options, the idea that it's basically a little Mac with a gun, right? That idea. The recovering move being a grappling hook, so nothing like a jetpack or a big jump or anything like that. I mean, the character can do some crazy jumps in the game, so yeah, not having that is interesting. The suit like feeling very heavy I think is really cool, and then being a fast moving heavyweight is very interesting too, right? So kind of like Little Mac in that sense, but probably having a lot of options for, you know, firearms and stuff like that. Most of his attacks are based around the BFG, a plasma rifle, and a chainsaw. A chainsaw I actually think is maybe a little much. I mean, a lot of characters have things like it. I mean, think of the saws that, you know, Bowser Jr. and the Koopalings have, but this would look like a chainsaw. I think it might be a little bit too much for the Smash cast, so that's why it also could be a little bit fake. And the main gimmick is spawning armor and health that anyone can pick up, and that I think is a really Sakurai idea. So I commend this person for either making this up or, you know, revealing this. I think that that's super interesting. So getting a bonus for picking up that own health first, yeah, I think it makes it feel like an arena from Doom, and that's why I totally love the idea. So really want to find out if that stage would be hell, right? And the percentage portrait is his face, so the actual face underneath the helmet like in the games, and reacting to stuff like getting hit. I always thought that they should do this in Smash with every single portrait, you know, changing facial expressions when getting hit and stuff like that, maybe even changing when taunting, or, you know, a victory point when you beat a stock off of someone else. I think that could be really cool. Of course, a lot of development time, but maybe if you just use the models instead of using like artwork, I think you can really do that pretty easily because you already have all those facial expressions and animations in there. So I totally love all of these ideas. I think that this character could make for a really interesting Smash character, and I do think that there's a huge chance that this could be Fighter 5 that we've rumored about for so long. Also, it could be Crash, it could be a Ryu Hayabusa, everything's still up in the air because of course a lot of leaks did not pan out after the Game Awards, right? We are in a totally new world right now. If anything, I just really want to know what you guys think will be the next fighter. Will it be this guy, and will Doomslayer actually show up in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as the next fighter? Do you even want Doomslayer? So that's today's comment question. If you comment down below, that little comment could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, do you actually want this guy in Smash Brothers? As for a previous comment question, our answer comes to us from Goddamn Arsha, saying something of note did actually happen. The fifth fighter not getting revealed at Game Awards means they aren't big or suited enough for the Game Awards crowd. They can be a smaller character, a cult favorite character, a character that more people would be interested in if shown in a direct instead, etc., but not the likes of Crash, Doom Guy Steve, Dante, etc., because they would have been great for the Game Awards. Basically, the character wasn't huge and exciting enough for the general audience at the Game Awards, so they didn't show it there. Of course, I can be wrong, and yeah, a lot of people agree with you, a lot of comments and likes right there. I definitely think that there might be some truth to this. Maybe the character wasn't ready, maybe they really want to save it for something like their own direct. I think it was just a little tone deaf and weird to not announce anything or even a slight tease, but yeah, it could be a character like Cosmos that has not such a huge fan base as the other characters that you mentioned, and could have maybe been bad press for Nintendo instead of good press. So that's a very good idea, very interesting. So thank you so much for your comment. These are always so much fun to read through. And of course, a huge shout out to our latest Patreon supporters. You guys make block content possible. And I gotta mention you guys in the live chat of our previous live stream, and you guys donating from all over the world, like New Zealand and even, the UK. I think it's super amazing that all these different countries are contributing together to make block content possible. Thank you guys so much. If you want to have yourself created as a little block content character, just go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. There's so much raw art there, and they're waiting just for you. Even for $1 a month, you get great access to great stuff. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, click that subscribe button. Ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun that you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more blocked content. See ya.